Hello. Today's episode is a fun one. I am sharing 10 things I am absolutely loving right now, but these are specific. These are the things that are currently helping me go all in on my goals in business, in health, in energy, family, life. These are the things that I can't help but talk about and share with you. They are routines, tools, products, and little obsessions that are currently fueling me, keeping me focused, and helping me maintain momentum, which is important. Some are practical, some are luxurious, some are very simple, some might surprise you, but every single one is making a real difference in how I show up and lead day to day. So if you are curious about what's currently working for me, this one is for you. Let's dive into the 10 things I am currently loving right now. Welcome to All In with Allie, the podcast for online business owners and entrepreneurs who are ready to create the life and business of their dreams. I am so happy you are here. So I shared a couple of episodes ago. This was before the Lauren Miles episode. I shared that in the beginning of summer, I was just in a funk. I was in a little funk. I needed to get myself in check. There are some things that I had just simply dropped the standard in multiple areas of life. And that just doesn't work for me right now. And I finally just came to grips that I'm an all or nothing person. And it's a lot easier for me to go 100 on the things that matter to me and not do like 80-20, not do this like 1 foot in, 1 foot out, or some days all in, some days not. I just have to go full ridiculousness all the time. And I've surrendered to that, and it is what it is. And I want to say, I got quite a few messages from you who really appreciated that message and who basically said, like, me too. That's how I feel. And it's weird because a lot of you felt how I felt, where it was like, why am I this way? Like, I wish I wasn't this way. I wish I was a more balanced person who can have her cake and eat it too, and it's just, I don't know. And, kind of like for me, I kind of twisted it or felt like this was a negative thing on me. But with the more conversations that I'm having, it just is what it is. And it's what makes us great. And you don't have to be like me to be great, but however you are is exactly how you are on purpose. And the faster that we surrender to that and own it and work with it and stop resisting it, the faster that we can find the systems and the things and the routines that work best for us. So thank you to those of you who reached out and gave feedback on that episode. I'm always, always, always interested to hear what you think and hear your insights. And of course, if something is helpful to you, please let me know, because it's really hard feeling like you're speaking into a void. Like, I know people are listening. I know it's valuable, but I love hearing it. So thank you for taking the time. Okay. So like I said, these are 10 things. These are kind of like 75 fully alive coded. So yeah, a couple of episodes ago, that was another thing that I shared. I was in this funk. I didn't finish my thought. I was in this funk, and to help pull me out of it, I created a challenge initially for myself. I wasn't going to share it, but I eventually did. But I created this challenge called 75 Fully Alive. And it's a challenge that is based on 3 core areas: mind, body, business. And I'll link it. It's free. I made a guide just to go with it to help you, but it's fully customizable. It needs to be customized. And I give like my whole thought process into it. It's not 75 hard. I'm just kind of like playing off of that and made my own version. So these 10 things that I'm sharing in this episode are related to that, because all of these things help me stay aligned with the challenge, which as I record this, I am almost a full month into the challenge. It's currently July 25th. I started on July 1st. We are going strong. I'm feeling amazing. And everything that I'm about to share with you on this list has supported me in, again, staying focused and building momentum toward how I want to feel and what I want to ultimately create. All right, so let's dive in. So the first thing that I am loving right now is protein coffee. And this isn't new or anything. And by the way, and I'm not going to like set everything up with this isn't new. And you probably know this. A lot of these things you've probably heard of. Some of these things you might have heard me talk about before. And some of these things I'm kind of a late adopter for. But again, just currently in this season, these things are serving me really well. So protein coffee, I made this the other day. And the way that I made this, I personally like a lot. Chris was like, I don't love that it's not gritty, but it's not like pure liquid because there's protein in it, right? So here's how I make it. Very clean, simple ingredients. So I personally use Truvani protein powder. If you follow the Food Babe on Instagram, she is the creator of Truvani. So she's super conscious of the ingredients that she puts in her stuff. I've been using Truvani protein for years at this point. And so I use that. For this coffee, I use the vanilla flavor. I just think that that is really nice. And I do a scoop of the Truvani. I do a scoop of creatine because that's part of my 75 Fully Alive daily list is creatine every single day. So I do a scoop of that. We use Thorne creatine powder. Chris likes them, and apparently they're very vigilant on their standards as well. And then I found an organic light coffee cold brew at Publix. I did not get the name of it, but any cold brew would work here. I just made sure to get something not sweetened. And the reason why I like this and I want to share this is because I'm a big coffee drinker. I love coffee. I have coffee every single day of my life. And I love a good tasting coffee. I love at some point in the day, a little bit of like a sweet treat coffee. But I don't love how much sugar is in like a traditional Starbucks coffee situation or the sweetened varieties that you can find at the grocery store. So I tried this, again, the Truvani protein powder, creatine, and the coffee, and did not add any sweetener. I was maybe going to test a little bit of syrup if I needed to, but the protein powder already has a little bit of sweetness in it. And I found it to be really, really nice. And it's small, right? It's like, I don't know, like I guess a cup and a half, but I liked it a lot. So I just put the protein and the creatine in with the cold brew, put it in the bullet, mixed it up, drank it. Fantastic. Love it. By the way, I don't have, none of this is sponsored. These are just things that I'm loving. And I don't have links for everything, but I think what we're going to try and do, because we have a couple weeks until this episode goes live, so we might reach out to a couple brands and see if I can get some codes for y'all. So look in the show notes if you're interested in any of these things, and see if we were able to pull something out for you. Okay, so protein coffee, I'm loving it. I like my regular coffee in the morning, like I always do. And I'll drink my protein coffee maybe before a workout or after, just as like a little sweet treat. It's cold. It gets me moving, gets me prepared for the day. That's number one. Okay, number two, the concept of holistic standards. Like I said, with 75 Fully Alive, I designed the challenge to be focused on multiple areas. 75 Hard, for example, they do add in, I think like the 10 pages of personal development. But for the most part, it's a health related type, it's hardcore with the working out, right? It's more focused on your body. For me, I want to feel good in my body. Obviously, that's what fuels me. That's what keeps me going. But also I have business goals. I have family goals. There's multiple areas of my life that I want to keep in check and build momentum toward in life in general, which is why I did the mind body business. And when I do this and I'm able to maintain it, I'm just reminded of how powerful this can be. Having holistic standards in your life. I think it's really easy to, when you're growing a business, and we're all growing businesses here, to put a heavier emphasis on the business. And then because you're so focused on business, you let the other parts of your life kind of fall to the wayside. And there are going to be seasons where that happens, and it is what it is. But for me, I've found that when that happens for me, it actually ends up causing dips in my business, because if I feel like I'm not upholding my end of the bargain as a mom, or if I feel like I'm not, taking care of myself on a wellness level, and my confidence is dropping or my energy is dropping, well, that ends up impacting my business, right? So this idea of holistic standards for me, mind, body, business, I'm going to add in spirit to, having like a standard for prayer, a standard for talking to God, for me is really important. That's part of the mind too, but I just want to like also add it in here. It works really well for me. So look at that for yourself. If you feel as if, you're giving your all, right? You're going all in this one area and not in the other ones that are also priorities to you, and you feel like you're not gaining the momentum that you want in that one area, try spreading it out a little bit. And it almost sounds counterproductive, because it's like, well, how do I go all in one area while also other areas you can, right? There's a way to do that. And you have a time and place for everything. Like I have my morning practice in the mornings, right when I wake up. I have time in the day to work out or to get the walk in and to get the food. Like you have to eat, you have to move your body. You have these pockets of time, and you're going to work on your business. So have standards for all areas and watch how quickly you rise in all of them by doing that. The third thing that I am loving right now is the Opal app. Opal app for President. I've talked about this a few times. I'm going to keep talking about it. I really would love Opal to sponsor this podcast, because it is changing the game for me. Opal is the app that will block social media. I mean, it will block any app on your phone that you want it to. I use it to block social media, and you just set up the time frames throughout the day and on certain days of the week that you want to block whatever app that you want to block. So Monday through Friday, I block my apps from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and then 8 p.m. till, I don't know, I can't remember what time in the morning. And obviously with work, I have to get on social media. So you can go in and you can pause it, and you can pick your increments of time, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, or you can just stop the blocking altogether. Like you can, if you absolutely need to, you can get in there. It just makes it an extra step. So it makes you think about it. It makes you become conscious to what you're doing versus completely unconsciously grabbing your phone and doing what we all do and, start numbing out and scrolling, and, next thing you know, an hour of your day has gone by. So still loving the Opal app. It has been a game changer for me. Really, I'm not exaggerating when I tell you I feel like it's given my life back. And I fully, fully mean that. The fourth thing that I'm loving is the Aura ring. The Aura ring. I have it back on. I wore the Aura ring. I got it, maybe it's about a year ago now. And I wore it for a bit and I liked it. But I just, it was one of those things. It's like, you forget to charge it and then you forget to charge it again. And I stopped wearing it. But now that I'm back on my game and I'm working out consistently, that's one of my 75 fully alive standards. I'm starting to see a difference in my body composition. I'm starting to, clearly see a difference in how I'm feeling. So I'm wanting to track more of these things, right? I want to see the progress. I'm sacrificing on a lot of fun over here and I'm reframing my idea of fun, of course, but what helps is to see that you're making progress. And one thing that's super important for all of us is our quality of sleep. And for me, that's a really big deal too, because obviously if I'm getting good sleep, then I'm able to do what I need to do each day and lead my life in the way that I want to lead it. So the Aura Ring, I don't know if I feel like everybody's familiar at this point, but if you're not, it's this ring that you wear and it has sensors in it. It's really cool. And it can track your body's temperature, your heart rate. I don't know what else it can do. Oxygen levels, I think. I mean, it can track all kinds of things, but it knows when you're sleeping. It knows when you're in a REM cycle. I don't know how, but it can tell how long you've been sleeping, what type of sleeping you've been getting, when you wake up throughout the night. And then it also, if you wear it throughout the day, it will track your stress levels and it will track all kinds of things. You can sync your cycle information on there. If you're trying to get pregnant, it can tell you when you're ovulating, like all kinds of really neat things. So I've started wearing it again, and it's just really exciting to see and validating to see, I got an amazing night's rest. I have a good readiness score. Okay, I'm going to conquer the day. Or conversely, if you stayed up a little too late the night before, you can kind of see that too. And it's just motivating to be more balanced and get your ass in bed and have better nighttime routines and habits, which is obviously going to have a massive ripple effect in your life. Okay, the fifth thing that I'm loving, expansive environments. Okay, here's what I mean by that. I work from home. Many of you work from home. I love my home. Many of you love your home. And sometimes we need to get out of the damn house. Okay, we got to get out of the house. And I was actually talking to clients about this the other day, because what tends to happen for a lot of us is we get so ingrained in our routine, and routine is a beautiful thing, but there's duality to everything. There's pros and cons to everything. And one of the cons to routine is you go unconscious often, right? It's like the example of you driving to the same place every single day of your life. At some point, you're going to get to that location and be like, I don't even remember getting here. I don't even remember driving here, because your body is so used to doing the same thing again and again that you can completely disengage and go unconscious and still end up at the same place. Well, we do this in our homes too. And the issue with this is we're not being present to our surroundings. We kind of lose the beauty of things. We lose the appreciation for our beautiful homes that we've built. And also it's boring. And also if you're not getting out of the house, you're not meeting people and you're not putting yourself in different environments to have different experiences. So I'm trying to be better about utilizing other spaces for work just to switch up the routine. Everybody has a different relationship to environments and like how they feel about environments. Some people don't care as much, like the environment doesn't matter. I guess what I mean by that is, I'll just share like how I feel about them. Environments are a really, really big deal to me. This is something, again, this was another thing that I used to kind of think was wrong about me. I don't know. It used to really bug me because I was like, why am I like this? And it feels like nobody else in my family is like this. Like, why do you not care that the house is a wreck and I cannot function. I cannot sit down and relax until I get this place in check. I felt like I was in an island over here. And when I did my deep dive in my human design, one of my areas is, I can't, at this point, it's been so many years, I can't remember if it's defined or undefined, but there's an area that's either defined or undefined. I think it's defined, which means it basically translates into environments are really freaking important for me, like super, super important. So when I walk into a room and it's trashed or the vibe's off or whatever, it's going to affect me more than somebody who obviously isn't that way. So an example of this is we have a home gym. We have great workout equipment that we have invested God knows how much in at this point. But currently and it's in a garage. We have two garages. It's in one of them. And currently that garage is disgusting. It's summertime. It's dusty in there. There are cobwebs. There's just junk everywhere. We've been moving things around and, it's become kind of this place where we've just been piling stuff up. I can't go in there. Like, I cannot work out there. Obviously, I don't want to. That's how bad these things affect me. So anyway, long story short, expansive environments, when I just surrender to this and I'm like, okay, your girl loves an environment. I'm going to go put myself somewhere that's beautiful and that's clean and that smells nice and that has a nice vibe. So you can do this, you can go to a beautiful, obviously, depending on where you live, there's going to be different areas, but you can go to a vibey hotel lobby. You can go to a restaurant that doesn't mind if you, post up and work from there. Obviously, a lovely patio if it's not a million degrees where you are, like it is in Tennessee right now. But one thing that I recently invested in is a membership at the Soho House in Nashville. So the Soho House, there's many different locations all over the US and all over the world at this point. And it's a hotel, but it also is like a members only club membership type situation where you can go in, have access to a restaurant, have access to co-working spaces, the gym, the spa, if your location has a spa, the pool, and it's stunning. It's so beautiful. So finally, I've been going as a guest, but as a guest, you only get access to so many areas. So finally, I was like, you know what? I'm going to become a member. I want access to that pool. I want access to that gym. I want the access. And this way, now I need to get out of the house and I need to utilize it because I'm paying for it. So I invested in that, and that's been really fun just to have essentially another office to get out and work, to go mingle. It's cool because I have an app and you can see like who else is there. I don't use it, but it's really neat. They do a really, really good job for its members. So if you have a Soho House in your area, it's something to look at. It is an investment, but if getting out of the house and putting yourself in beautiful environments, and also you want to be better about networking and collaborating, what I've found is Soho, it's a lot of younger creatives, which is really neat. So it's a write-off, baby. It's an investment. Go do it. Okay, so that's the fifth thing that I've been loving. The sixth thing that I put on here is weightlifting. And I've been weightlifting for years. I've always weightlifted, but getting back into it in more of a regimented routine just reminds me how much I love weightlifting. And it's one of those things I found, like, if you know, but a lot of people, I don't think, no. I think a lot of people fear weightlifting, or they feel like it's going to make them bulky, or they feel like they can't handle it, or they're not that type of person. But it's so good for you. It really, really is. I was at a workout yesterday and I was talking to another mom there, and she has a 1-year-old, and the gym that we go to. So I currently go to Burn Boot Camp, which I've talked about before. And Burn's cool because it's weightlifting, and they have like a really good mix of strength days and more cardio hit focus days, high intensity focus days. And yesterday was a hit day, and we were running laps around the building, and it was so hot, but you really are getting such a good workout. It's 45 minutes in and you're done. And I was talking to this mom, and we were just like, this is so hard, but we know it's good for us. And I was like, how are you feeling after, having a baby? Your baby's a year. How are you doing? And she was like, honestly, I'm doing so much better now that I've gotten into the gym. Like, it's really saved my life. And she shared that she has PCOS, and she was dealing with a lot of challenges after having her baby. And she said, like, essentially going to the gym and doing these harder workouts and building muscle, and just like the mindset of doing the hard thing multiple times a week saved her mindset, like really brought her back and reminded her. It just strengthened her morale. It strengthened, her body and her mind, basically. And she literally said it saved her life. And I just thought that was so powerful. And she's, I don't know if she meant that literally or not. I don't think she did. But I get what she's saying, because there really is such a, like, when you're strengthening your body and you see yourself growing in these different ways, not only does it build your confidence, but it really does show you how strong you are. And it builds this resiliency and this mental toughness, which as business owners and leaders, women leaders and leaders of businesses and leaders of our families, that's really, really important. So I wanted to throw that on there because I would agree, it's been a game changer for me and my mindset as well. And maybe somebody needs to hear that and give it a shot themselves. The 7th thing that I am loving currently, this is a girly, fun one, Merit makeup. Okay. So I don't know if you've heard of Merit makeup. I had heard people talk about it. It's a cleaner beauty brand with better for you ingredients, which I think by now most of us are trying to be more cognizant and intentional with what we're putting on our bodies, or I hope we are. I certainly am. But makeup has kind of been like one of the last things that I care about. Like, I'm pretty good about what I eat. I'm getting better about what I'm drinking. I've removed the fragrances from laundry detergents. We're even thoughtful about like the candles that we're bringing in and those sort of things. We have like no fragrances in the house at this point. But makeup has always been one of those things where it's like, I don't want to compromise on makeup. Like, I need my face to be snatched. I need to look good. If that's the one area that I don't go fully clean, I'll survive. And by the way, I don't know if Merit's fully clean. I just know that it's a cleaner option. Anyway, that's actually not why I got it. Like, it feels good that it is, but I got it because I was fed an ad, and it was from that JoJo girl who used to be on The Bachelor. I don't know if she was on The Bachelor or Bachelorette. JoJo, what is her damn last name? I don't know. I don't follow her, but I saw this ad, and she's stunning. And she's like, she has no makeup, and she's like doing her makeup and, really fast. And it looked really good. And you could tell she didn't have a filter or anything. So I was like, okay. Now, when people say they do a 5-minute face, I'm like, eye roll. Never in my life have I been able to master a 5-minute face? I guess the way my face is set up is it takes a good longer than that. Okay. It's just, I don't have a 5-minute face, but I'm trying to be better about it. So I ordered a couple of things. I ordered exactly what the ad told me to order. Okay. When I tell you, if I need to, 5 minutes, truly. This stuff is really, really, really good. And like I said, it's not sponsored. I'm going to try and get us a code. We'll see. Check the show notes. It's good. Really, really good. Okay, so I'm going to tell you the 3 things that I use. I got a few other things, but they really weren't my favorite. So I'm going to tell you the 3 things that I'm like genuinely obsessed with. The minimalist stick. The minimalist stick. It's like, I guess like foundation. I guess you could kind of use it as a little bit of a concealer. I use it more of a foundation. First of all, the cover up is phenomenal. Second of all, it blends, like all of the products blend really beautifully. I got their brush too. It blends so well. It blends so fast. It looks so good. The minimalist stick is my favorite. Also loving the bronze balm. Okay. Quick contour, quick snatch. It's gorgeous. And then I also really like the blush balm. I do wish the blush balm was a bit more pigmented, but for like a quick everyday rush, you're kind of going for the more natural look, it works. But if I'm like right now I'm wearing Merit makeup, but the blush is a different brand I threw on because I wanted it to be more pigmented. And I am wearing my regular concealer, which I love, which is NARS concealer. But other than that, I'm wearing Merit and I'm glowy and it just feels good on your skin. It doesn't cake. It doesn't look gross. It really is so good. Love, love, love. Well done, Merit. Okay. Number 8, the 8th thing that I'm loving right now, hypnosis and subliminals. So one of the things on my 75 Fully Alive list is every single day, I am going to do some form of like mindset hypnosis or subliminal based on the goals that I'm working toward, because I understand that how you change the fastest and how you make the most rapid change in your life is, of course, acting as if, upholding a standard, making the moves consistently every day, but also getting into your freaking subconscious, because that is the power of your mind is real. The power of your subconscious, that is the gatekeeper for everything. And I understand that. And my shit's messed up. Okay. Like I've got worthiness issues. I've got insecurities. I've got limiting beliefs, as we all do. So again, hypnosis and subliminals are something that I do every single day. I will tell you, like I said, I'm 25 days in. However, so what I was doing, and I got a lot of questions on this, okay? When I first talked about 75 Fully Alive, I will just do like a random Joe Dispenza 20 to 30 minute morning meditation. He has a million of them. YouTube just like at this point will tell me like, do this one. I have a couple saved. I'll link them for you. Okay. And they're good. They're good. They are. They set the tone. They set the vibe. However, I have a client. She's going to come on the podcast. Okay. She's going to break all of this down for us. But she was recently in Cult Brand Accelerator with me. And as a gift, she made me a subliminal to listen to. She made me a daytime one and a nighttime one. Okay. Shout out Natalie Barnett. I will link her. And like I said, she's going to come on the podcast. This is what she does. She makes these. She helps business owners get into their subconscious mind. She made me these subliminals. I started listening to them this week because I just got them. I don't know what kind of voodoo, and it's not voodoo. I'm not trying to freak you out. It's just, it's legit. Okay. What's so fascinating, you can't even hear words. So I sent her, she sent me a form to fill out, and I put in the things that I'm trying to work toward, and the blocks and the goals that I'm working toward. And she customized this and she sent it to me. And it's just, the daytime is like a Hertz sound plus like birds and sound bowls. Really nice. And then the nighttime is more of like a binaural beat, white noise situation, but you cannot hear the words. You can't hear anything. But she's in there and she's whispered these somehow. She's put them in there somehow. You can't hear it, but your subconscious mind picks up on it. How this works, I don't know. She will explain it to us. But I will tell you, something has happened in the past week, and I am like, it could be placebo or this shit could work. Either way, something's working. Either way, I don't care. Something is working. So I had to add it to the list. Go check her out, and we'll have her break it all down for us here very, very soon. Okay. The ninth thing that I'm loving right now are nightly, weekly check-ins. And I do this via journaling. So what this means, and I've never really done this before. I've heard people suggest doing this, but I just never found the time. And I could do it more, but I've done it a few times and it's really, really interesting. So what I mean by this is at the end of the evening, checking in with yourself. How did the day go? What went really well? What worked for you? What didn't go well? What do you wish were different? This can be in terms of like just things that stood out to you or things that you're doing that you're like, I blew up on my kids and I need to figure that out. Like what's happening here? Let's go deeper type thing, but you're reflecting on your day. You can do this nightly, or it doesn't even have to be every day, but like however often you want to. This can be a weekly thing. This can be a monthly thing, but it's really good because when I first started doing this challenge for myself, a couple of days in, I did this and I was like, okay, like what was it? There was something on the list that just wasn't working for me anymore. I can't remember what it was. Anyway, it's really not that important, but there was something that I put on the list just kind of like, yeah, let's add it. And I was like, you know what? That doesn't serve me. I'm getting rid of it. And then there was something else. I think it was with my workouts where I was holding myself to like get a workout in first thing in the morning or something. And I was like, that I'm going to shift that to, it can be anytime during the day. Long story short, it just is a moment to reflect and check in on yourself and refine what it is that you're doing or work through the things that are bugging you. And I found that it's really powerful because otherwise what tends to happen is you go to sleep, you wake up, you either repeat the whole process again and again, and you just kind of deal with it and surrender and settle for things that you don't need to settle for, or you forget. And this just keeps you on the ball and really conscious of the decisions and the things that are happening in your life, which is important. We want to be conscious creators, not unconscious. Okay. And then finally, the 10th thing that I am loving right now, this one, I cannot tell you how happy it is making me. We have started doing dinner as a family. I think I might have mentioned this a couple of episodes ago, so I'm sorry, but I have to mention it again because it is bringing me so much joy and it is becoming a habit now for our family. Where first it was a goal. Literally, it started with like one night a week, we're going to do dinner as a family. So it was like Sunday nights, we sit down. How this used to look is the kids would eat first. Me and Chris would do whatever, maybe get like the house ready for tomorrow or like do the dishes or like cook our dinner while the kids eat. They would watch a show while they're eating. Me and Chris would talk. And then me and Chris would eat later on, either literally standing up at the island, just like shoving food down our throat, trying to survive, or in front of the TV after the kids go to bed. No talking, no catching up. So it started as like, okay, we're going to do this one night a week. And then I set the standard, okay, we're going to go for at least 3 nights a week. Now, less than a month in, again, we've done this every single night this week, except for I think one night that we didn't do it. So now it's just becoming this habit where we're eating all together. We set the table. It's nothing fancy. But the most beautiful thing about it is we're talking to each other. And like the boys are, talking to me and Chris, and they're holding conversation, and they're not looking for the TV. They're not looking for a device. And it's brought up a lot of interesting conversations. And yesterday, I'm just going to share, Chris and I were in a funk. We were just bickering at each other, and we were kind of pissed off at each other. But we sat down anyway for our dinner, and we weren't really talking. And then like one of the kids said something, and then, we got the conversation, and it was just a good icebreaker. And then we kind of moved on. But had that not happened, we probably would have been little bitches to each other all night. And who knows how far that would have gone. So I am enjoying it so much. It takes a little bit more effort, but the reward is unmatched, truly. So if you are not doing this, I highly recommend you try it. Okay. So those are the 10 things I'm loving currently right now. I really wanted to put on the list that I'm loving not drinking right now, but I'm not there yet. I'm not there. We'll talk about that at a later episode. We don't have to get into it right now. I'm doing really well. I feel freaking amazing, but I need a little something. I'm going to be testing some fun, like not mocktails. What juice? Are you joking? I'm good. But I'm going to be testing. I ordered, they actually get in today, some drink choices with some either CBD or THC. I think both. I don't know. I got a couple of different options just to like give me something, but those haven't come in yet. So I didn't put that on the list. So maybe we'll do another one. But when I know, I'll talk about it, and hopefully I will have good news to report back. So let me know if this was helpful. If you like these type of episodes, let me know. If you have any questions, put it into YouTube or DM me on Instagram. If you love this screenshot, tag us at All In with Allie Podcast or at Allie Reeves. I love you, and I will see you here next week.